I'm reading the official publication here for Honda small hatchback owners, and it says that this car is like a TARDIS. Now I am lanky as out and wearing this ridiculous hat, but look at how much space there is in this Super Mini.
Super Mini! Small hatchback mainly for city use and people with kids, but that's bigger than a city car and smaller than a family hatchback. See Ford Fiesta for a top shelf example.
Now it's not just that this Jazz is big, it's also very clever. Now Paul Daniels might have me bumped off for explaining these so-called magic seats to you, but nonetheless. It's good that, wasn't it? Not a lot. Now, just to demonstrate the magic of these seats and this car in general, this is a Citroen C4 Cactus, a car technically from the class above and built purely for spacious simplicity. And the only difference between the two boots is this pair of this pair of bottles. But because of the Jazz's clever packaging, with the seats down, this boot is 200 litres bigger than this boot. That's magic! Mickey Mouse. But here's the thing, all this practicality has given the Jazz a bit of an image problem. So since the first one came out in 2001, it has become the go-to small hatchback for prudent retirees. Its average buyer age is over 60. Nothing wrong with that, obviously, but any car manufacturer will tell you that the holy grail for a car model is to appeal to the youth. So what they really want the Jazz to be is a bit less Paul Daniels and a bit more Debbie McGee. So this is the new third generation Honda Jazz. And as you can see, it's been given a right old nip and tuck. So at the back, you've got this angular stuff here. And then if you go down the side, it's got this big crease. It's very nice. And then you come around the front where most of the work's been done. And it's sort of been given a bit of a facelift. It's all been pulled up. And as we know, doing that to a face always makes it look better. See? So it might have had all this work done on the outside, but inside it's roughly the same old Jazz playing the same old tune. But I have improved a couple of key things, and the main one is the ride quality. Now if you own the first generation Jazz, what you'll find is your coccyx is a little bit shorter than it was before you bought the car. That's because it had back crushing ride quality. This one doesn't. This one's a lot more comfortable, and that's a good thing. It's also got a really high driving position and loads of glass, so visibility is really good, and that makes manoeuvring it around really easy. And then it's just got dead light steering and a really light clutch and a really nice gear shift. It's just the sort of car that's dead easy to get into and get on with. It's not very youthy though. A big problem is that some of the Jazz's old flaws still apply. One of which is when you find yourself on a motorway, and that's because of
This engine, which is a 1.3 litre petrol and your only choice. And Honda forgot to put a turbo on it, so there's hardly any power or torque.
And what little you do have is all up here, so you have to thrash it to get the best out of it. And that means you have to deal with this horrible sound and all the sort of humping and pumping as it hits the rev limiter. Now what that also means is that what is already a fairly average fuel rating will get even worse. Although saying that, and in fairness to Honda, the last Jazz was available just with a petrol too, and owners reported to us on our real MPG ratings that they will get 90% of the claimed average fuel economy, which is pretty good. Now the Jazz isn't necessarily cheap because it's got a £13,500 starting point when most Super Minis tend to start below 10k, but for that you do get loads of stuff. So you get Bluetooth, DAB radio, automatic lights and wipers, cruise control, stuff like that, it's all there. Now, if you reach out, you will find that what you touch will inevitably be hard, but it's all pretty well put together. And this has got a 5-star Euro NCAP safety rating.
Ow. Anyway, this particular car is mid-spec, which is a couple of grand more, but comes with alloy wheels, parking sensors, and a Garmin sat-nav, which is one of the easier ones to use on the market and has access to something called the worldwide internet.com.
One of the great things about the Jazz is it is so uncomplicated. There's one engine, 2 gearboxes, and 3 trim levels for a total of 10 cars. And the trim levels actually make sense. So you've got S, SE, and EX. And a couple of sat-nav versions in the middle. Now contrast that to, say, the Vauxhall Corsa, another Super Mini, which as of today, let me check this, yeah, has 56 versions, all with baffling names like Sting and Energy and Excite and SRI, sorry, all meaningless. But you can see why, if you were a bit tired and a bit doddery, you would just want to go to a Honda dealership, walk in, make a choice, then just like sit down and have a nice cup of tea. Boots. It's this pair of jugs, bottles, this pair of bottles.